Jay-Z just let the feds know everything that went down inside of Diddy private parties. We knew that this was coming. RP Kim Porter, RP Tupac, get well Cassie. Everybody knew what happened to Al B. Shore. Everybody knew how he blew up Kid Cudi car. The feds got him now. The feds collected everything that they needed to know and all the evidence that they needed to be connected back to what happened with Kim Porter, Tupac, Al B. Shore, and B.I.G. He leaked the video of what happened inside that room when Jay-Z and Kim Porter walked inside of that master bedroom. They locked the door. Kim Porter, she told J-Lo that she need to literally step out the room. This is where they got into it at. And the feds, they released the audio of the whole situation. And I want everybody to know, they was messing with Aaliyah when Aaliyah was only like 16 years old. And Foxy Brown, she came out and said that Cat Williams not wrong. Everything that Diddy did, it all happened. And Jay-Z, he was the main one. He was hoping that R. Kelly ain't opened his mouth. But R. Kelly, he opened his mouth and told him everything that went on, even when he was messing with Aaliyah.
At the end of the day, P. Diddy thought he covered every corner. He thought he covered all of his tracks, and he didn't. Things are popping up left and right. His best friend is on the run. If your best friend is on the run, the person that moved with you left and right, up and down, and doesn't want to be beside you right now, something's going on. Your lawyers, they're trying to cover up for you. If a lawyer's going to lie about the littlest thing as a baby oil purchase, people investigate. People are going to dig up the facts. The facts of the matter is the little fib he told shows a bigger picture of, oh my God, we're covering up things. Costco doesn't sell baby oil. Sam's Club doesn't sell baby oil. Where else are you going to make such large purchases in bulk? There are so many things that they are trying to hide and conceal, and they're trying to move rapidly. That's why they're doing their own private investigation on top of the state federal investigation. But they're going to dispute that federally. They're going to go, no, we found this first. And when we found this, it was there. So you deleting stuff, having things erased, having the internet disappear. Famous people are literally clearing their Twitter pages. Those are all big red flags that are saying, hey, I'm guilty. Hey, I'm guilty.
TMZ released the video of over 60 celebrities literally right there inside of the whole party. And everybody knew how wild Diddy parties get. Even his neighbors literally rolled up and literally came through the gate and asked him, like, man, could you turn the music down? Can you please, like, go inside with it? It's 3, 4 in the morning. Diddy, he didn't have no remorse for nobody. He didn't care. At the end of the day, this is why he had to partake in what happened with Tupac. And investigators already said, Greg Caden, he came out and said, like, they gonna get him on all those charges because he thought he got away with it. You can't do certain things and think it ain't gonna come back around to you.
Like I said before, people that ran with P. Diddy, bumped elbows with P. Diddy, talked to P. Diddy, they're being exposed, right down to the mayor. About a year ago, New York Mayor Eric Adams gave Sean Coles the key to the city. Now both of them are facing charges and stunning fall from grace. During a ceremony in Times Square, Adams handed Diddy the key, a symbol of recognition for New Yorkers who have achieved remarkable success. Diddy was born in Harlem in 1969 and later attended Catholic school in the Bronx. Adams, now 64, also proclaimed the day Diddy Day.
They leaked that audio, and by them leaking that audio, it made it seem like everything that the security guards were saying was true.
If anybody else is going to be implemented in this trial with P. Diddy, I really think that they're going to hold that until we see the trial date in May, because this is already hard enough for them to control. They got to try to keep it as quiet as possible. Now, mind you, P. Diddy has already asked for a gag order because he wants to be able to control the direction of what's communicated in his own way.
If he let certain things get out, it may mess him up tremendously. They already took his kid's passport. Justin Combs and the daughters, they took their passport. They can't even leave out the country.
Everybody is on lockdown per se. And until this all comes to a head, we're going to see all kinds of ways that P. Diddy is going to try to continue to manipulate the situation that is beneficial to him. But at the end of the day, I really think that the prosecution has a solid case and they're really trying to hold their weight and keep everything as hush-hush as they can. We're not going to know who else is implemented until that trial date, just for the simple fact that they don't want anyone to run. They don't want to have to chase nobody down. They don't want anybody to disappear. They want things to just kind of fall into place so that we can go to trial and everybody can say their piece. There's a lot of witnesses. You got to figure 120 claims. There's a lot of witnesses they got to move through. There's a lot of interviews they got to move through. Who knows the amount of evidence? We already know the videos are real. They've been leaked. We already know that his house was taped to the hilt on wires and cameras. There's no telling what they actually found on those films besides the activities.
He had the cameras in the wall. I feel that that's breaching privacy and you inviting people to the house. He wouldn't let none of them even go to the bathroom. That's why Denzel Washington and his wife got up and left.
It's sad to say, but the situation he created for himself, he's going to hang himself by his own actions and his own precautions of security or wanting to have that tape for later. Whatever it was, he created his own evidence against himself.
The feds, they went and searched the perimeter of every mansion that he had. It's over with now for him. Once they present this in court, they had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not do this with intentions.
Combs, who is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn until his May 2025 trial, has, among other things, orchestrated social media campaigns that are, in his words, aimed at tainting the jury pool. According to the prosecutors, made efforts to publicly leak materials he viewed as helpful to his case. The filing includes redacted notes found during a jail sweep, while prosecutors alleged are evidence Combs paid a witness to post in support of him on Instagram. The filings also claim that Combs has contacted witnesses through third party and used telephone accounts of at least 8 other inmates, seemingly to avoid law enforcement monitoring. The filings also stated he tried to make a phone call to contacts who are not on his approved contact list.
I hope he know that they recording every single call that he make out of that, every letter that he send out, regardless of what comes in that has his name on it. They search, they check, they read every letter. I want y'all to know this gonna hurt him tremendously in this case. R.P. Kim Porter, R.P. Tupac.
The filing stated to obtain or maintain access to other inmates' phone access code numbers, the defendant directs others to pay the inmates, including through payment processing apps and the BOP, Bureau of Prison, commissary account deposits, adding that Combs knows this is against the BOP regulations. On November 8th, Combs' legal team filed another bid for the hip-hop mongrel to be freed from the detention by proposing that they called an extremely substantial comprehensive bail package. Combs' previous attempt to be released from jail on bond has been denied by multiple judges. This renewed motion for bail by Combs' attorney was followed by 2 requests around the time he was charged and an appeal filed in the Second Circuit Court of the Appeal in September.
He studied trying to get out. He studied trying to hire his lawyer to get him a bond, but his lawyer told him, you cannot get out right now, regardless of what Diddy's trying to do or whatever he's trying to hide or get in line or get in order for trial. You cannot tamper with the witnesses this time. You can send the threats, you can make the phone calls, you can do all the stuff that you've been doing, but you have to fall back at some point. A lot of people lost their lives behind Diddy. Everybody knew what happened to Al B. Shore. Everybody knew the way that he treated Cassie. He thought that it wasn't going to get put out there. They leaked the whole video of him putting his hands on her. The Fed said that they got him on multiple charges. By the way that he abused Cassie on that footage, it goes to show what he did to all them other people. And Orlando Brown said he don't like what Diddy did. He said if you go to Diddy's house, you're going to have to party with Diddy. Regardless of what went on, a lot of people knew for a fact that T.D. Jakes was the main one telling Diddy he need to change his life years ago. The Fed's been watching Diddy for so long, and this lawsuit brought out a whole bunch of stuff we didn't know about.
Even so much as on his birthday, he had his kids sit around in front of a camera with a cake and call him and sing him happy birthday and then post it on all their social medias. He did that as a poise to influence a potential jury that is going to be held, trying to persuade them in the sympathy role. He is trying to find any and every which way to bring the spotlight to him as being a good spotlight and influence people through social media, through phone calls, through someone else going and making the threat. Like we said before, the reach for P. Diddy is far beyond them holding them in jail. And he's going to try every tactic he thinks he can get away with. But really, they're tracking everything he does, whether he follows the analytical data or not. At the end of the day, it's only going to hurt his case, the fact that he is sitting here still trying to go behind the back and go, hey, if you say anything, there is over 120 lawsuits filed against this man. Not everybody's going to tell the same lie.
Ain't no telling how many lawsuits filed against Jay-Z. Regardless of what went on, he was right there with him. They found all the footage that connects him to Kim Porter, Tupac, Al B. Sure, and Cassie. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of people who feel that what they did and the crimes they committed inside the Diddy parties was unseen. TD Jakes, he tried to change all their life. You know that you can't be connected with some people because it'll be birds of a feather flock together. If they're a good person, then you good. If you a bad person, then you bad. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation. We have to really pay close attention to the people we keep around us. When you spot certain things, you have to say something about it or speak up. They signed NDAs. By him making them sign NDAs, it messed up everything because they can't speak. They can't even tell what they saw.
But an NDA, when it comes to illegal actions, holds no weight. If someone is out here committing and you have a signed NDA under them, it don't matter. You will be held accountable for not reporting. So that's not an excuse or a way out for any of these people at the end of the day. If they knew that he was sitting here trafficking of any type and they didn't say nothing, they are guilty by association.
It's an accomplice. It's like you accomplished to all this because you sat right there and saw like the security guards. The security guards was the one intimidating people. A lot of people knew for a fact the way that he had Wale on the balcony, we already knew for a fact that whatever Wale didn't do, Diddy sent them security guard right out them. That's why everybody who went to them parties, a lot of their names is on that list. And a lot of people wanted to wait to see if the list come out and it be people names, movie stars names, and people that we never expected. It came out, but we knew for a fact that these the same people that's been with Diddy this whole time.
When the list is growing, they've released another list. That list is going to be longer than Epstein's list at the end of this. If you really think about it, there are so many people that are intertwined, and there are so many people that are on the hush hush, keep it quiet, you don't know I was there, versus the people that we do know were there. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a couple thousand people involved in this.
Let me know if you're a fan of Young Miami. Let me know if you're a fan of Kim Porter. R.I.P. Tupac, R.I.P. Biggie, R.I.P. everybody who was lost behind this. I want y'all to know Young Miami just released everything. I want y'all to really pay close attention. Young Miami, she was the main one. She was right there. She saw everything that was in the safe. She saw everything that was inside of that file cabinet. And the Fed said that Diddy, he cooked now. He go to court on Monday. That's exactly when the trial start. I want y'all to know, Kim Porter, the footage from everything getting done, from the stuff getting dropped in her drink, it was all in the closet. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation, but Young Miami had everything on her iPhone.
You know, there's a lot of twists and turns to this case, but one thing we know for facts is there's a lot of innocent women involved. Young Miami may be one of them. She was implemented by a woman who was filing a lawsuit on P. Diddy. Young Miami has been named in one of the lawsuits against P. Diddy, this time from a woman alleging that the Mongol abused her and then once even impregnated her. The accusation is that Young Miami came back and like persuade her to not have the baby, like try to make her go away. Young Miami moves silently for P. Diddy, and that's where she gets implemented because she's the one, you know, taking the long flights out and carrying substance with her. She's the one that's sitting here basically covering his back.
Diddy knew he shouldn't have never did this to Kim Porter or Tupac. R.P. Tupac. Drop the 222s down in the comment section for Tupac. Everybody know exactly what happened as soon as Keefe D pulled up. Keefe D, he already had it planned out, mapped out. He already got the money. He already gave Orlando Brown everything that he needed to give him to be in the car so that they can do that to Tupac. I want y'all to know everything that's going on in court and why they prolonging everything is because they want Keefe D to cop out to what he did to Tupac so that they can prosecute Diddy for giving him the money.
We know who a lot of the people are who have filed these lawsuits against P. Diddy. We know them well because they are famous people. But there is still one Jane Doe out there that we really know nothing about. And the question is right now, even as they are doing this jury selection and getting ready to actually start this trial on Monday, is who is she? And when are they going to find out and actually announce her name? Because the defense has to have time to prepare a defense against her. Everybody is really focused on Cassie, her pregnancy, how the defense team is going to handle her. This has to be done in such a sensitive way because they will look like a monster even if it's the truth.
Kim Porter, she was one of the main ones who sat there and tried to keep Diddy from doing this stuff. Diddy, he was living a swingers lifestyle, and they said it in court, and they said that he was trying to use that to keep Cassie there. He wanted Cassie to interact with these people that she was uncomfortable with being around. I want y'all to know he bogus for what he did and how he made Cassie do all these acts. Everything that Diddy did to these people, he will get put under the jail. And I want y'all to know this is something that's sad, man. This is a sad situation that we even had to occur to even listen to even see happen to Cassie.
If he could buy his way out of this with money like he has done everything else, that he would already be out. He would be walking around, living his normal life, causing havoc in other people's lives. Look at how many women's lives he has actually destroyed. Look at the evidence that's behind each individual case and see how many of them are so similar. The accusations of being drugged, the accusations of non-consensual activities, the accusations of being forced to be in a place and a time where you don't want to be are similar across the board. Details may vary, but he has a history of this.
Gene Deal said that the reason why Cassie is coming to court and she's the #1 star potential witness is because she was right there and she was the one on camera. Like Diddy did something to her. Diddy pulled her down. He tried to hurt her. Like at the end of the day, it's justice for Cassie. I want y'all to drop them justice for Cassies down in the comment section. Drop them RP Tupacs and drop them RP Kim Porters down in the comment section. Let me know if you a fan of Cassie. He bogus for what he did, and the way that he thought that he was going to get himself up out of this, it all came back on him because they released the list, and a lot of people that was on the list, they already turned on him because they said that Diddy used to lock the doors and he used to turn off the AC and make it to where it's hot in there so that everybody can try to get up out of there. Once people tried to get up out of there, he had the securities to block the door. That's literally holding somebody by their will. At the end of the day, Diddy, he thought he was going to get away with it. They going to put Diddy under the jail. They going to give him 100 years for what he did to Cassie, Kim Porter, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, and the rest of them. At the end of the day, regardless of what type of love he showed them more hatred than love.
What's scary is what's really going to come out on these evidence tapes. And you got to look at the amount of the A-listers that have already been named off. From Kanye West, Laura London, Michelle Williams, Don Richard, Cassie, Mike Myers, Justin Combs, and so many more who we already know who these people are. The question is, who is this Jane Doe? What evidence is she going to bring to the table that could possibly seal this case? What other people are going to be exposed for having had involvement in all of these situations, and how many more people are going to go down with him?
Diddy thought that just because he paid the lawyers over $1 million that they were going to go in there and fabricate it. No, you can't fabricate something that's been caught on tape. They got documentation stating that Diddy did this to this girl. They see it with their own eyes. She was going to the elevator trying to get away from him. Regardless of if she was commencing in these acts with him, she was only doing it just because Diddy was threatening her. I want y'all to know this is bogus what he did to this girl. And you have to watch who you keep around you, because these could be the same people who could be right there trying to get you to do something you don't want to do. R.I.P. Kim Porter, R.I.P. Tupac, get well Cassie. The reason why Cassie even gonna sit down and testify against Diddy is because he put her through 10 years of heartache.
At the end of the day, this actually all started with her opening that door. How many people are actually going to finally get peace? How many people are actually going to be able to sleep again at night because she was brave enough to get up there and tell her story? But what do we not know? Like, he's going to try to twist this, that she was in agreement, it was consensual, it was her idea. They're going to try to play these different cards in different ways to manipulate the jury, and that's really the only play they have. Let's hope that the evidence supersedes that play, because at the end of the day, she deserves justice as well as every other woman.
Young Miami said that Cassie was trying to get up out of there. Right now, Cassie is pregnant right now, so Cassie really can't do too much. And she's happy that Diddy is locked up so that he can't try to stalk her. Diddy was stalking these women. And if a woman is trying to get away from you, you're supposed to just let her go. You have to watch the people you even befriend. Like, at the end of the day, it's a lot of people who will get mad because you don't want to be cool with them no more.
At the end of the day, some people don't know how to take a no and a loss. Like, get over it and move on.
Some people got boundaries.
Like, seriously, and when you cross those boundaries, well, there's going to be consequences to pay. You literally Reap what you sow. And yes, while he sowed many seeds of greatness, he didn't sow enough because he sowed so many negative. All of it is catching up with him, and it's catching up with him fast.
And a lot of people think that just because you put on a smile that you're helping somebody. No, it's a hidden agenda right behind that smile. A lot of people don't know until it's too late, but you have to understand, Diddy, he did this for years, over 20 years. You know how many lives he ruined? Do you know how many people are put into a bad situation right now and they can't go back home because of what Diddy told them to say to their family? I want y'all to hit the like button if you rocking with Cassie. Hit the like button if you rocking with Kim Porter, because the way that he did this, he bogus. He think that he gonna get away with this and he not. Them feds ain't finna play no games. This is why they pushing the trial so soon. I seen trials drag out for 4 years. And Diddy trial, it's only been under a year. They want to get this over with because Diddy, he did too much. He tried to put stuff on people that they ain't even had nothing to do with, nothing that he got locked up for. But he tried to put people under the bus. They had nothing to do with it. You got to listen on, okay, on that list, how much of this is fabricated? How many of those names that you're just trying to say that they did something when whole time they only came to the party because you invited them and you threatened them to come? And you tried to make it seem like you're going to do something to them if they don't come. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Cassie. Diddy bogus for what he did.
At the end of the day, this is one incident he could not buy himself out of. He may have bought himself out of, Tupac. He may have bought himself out of Kim Porter. But this one caught up with him, and it caught up for everything. There's going to be a lot of hell to pay.
He got a lot to show. They got him on camera. He got a lot of things to say. The things that he thought he was going to get away with, they come to bite him in his ass now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you rocking with Cassie.